sad. The hell was... Okay. Oh, well, hello. Oh, there's people here today. Hi, April. Oh, gosh, literally, I hit the stream button and there was this horrible, crazy screeching sound from outside. And I have no idea what that was. um, I really hope, like, I'm gonna have to go and investigate that afterwards. I hope that everyone's okay. Goodness, like, I know that we have these family of little kids that are just, you know, psychopaths in the fun way that little kids are, but that didn't sound like them. So, whew. Of course, that totally threw me off my vibe. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, hi, Russell. Gosh, everyone's here. Yay! Okay. Or people are here. So, I don't see, Whisperfire or, GL. I actually kind of sort of put together today's, stream for them. Last week we had a vote on topics to talk about, and the winning topic was scheduling, or rather, how to schedule art around crazy, how doing art and creative things around crazy everyday life and stuff. So, I don't want to say that I'm an expert on that, but I am more functional than some. So, yay. Before we get all into that, I brought this up briefly last time too. Let's get over here. Tea. The Shivoa teas have been made and published, and they're available to order as long as the ingredients are in stock. 2 of them sold out of the ingredients fairly quickly, so they're sitting off to the side, but that's fine because you can order the individual tea tins like this here, or no, sorry, the smaller one. My mouse cursor disappeared. The smaller one to the bottom right there. You can order those, individually, and they will come, by mail directly to you. I like that you don't have to have the big box in order to order them, so you can just order the individuals. The page I have loaded here is the Patreon page. If you guys are members of my Patreon, you can, get the link and all that stuff to that. Otherwise, you will have to wait. Okay, back to the chat. Spill the tea on your tea. Awesome. Yeah, I actually even used, when I first dropped a hint about the idea, I even used the Kermit meme about it, so that was fun. Blah. Well, I guess I'll get right into the scheduling thing by mentioning stuff on my schedule. Not this upcoming Saturday, but next Saturday. I will be in Tampa for a book show, the Tampa Indie Authors Book Convention. And I friggin' love this show, the format for it. It has it so that, instead of just being authors at their author tables signing away everything. It's an industry kind of roundtable chat thing. We have presenters who come up and talk about various aspects of writing, their history in writing. Last year, not last year, the year before, because nothing happened last year, we had a really cool lady, little steampunk grandmotherly looking woman, and she turned out to be a bounty hunter. And what she had been writing about was her bounty hunting stories. And that's just one example. So I do not know if I have a presentation or not. I do have one in reserve in case I do. And if that's the case, then it will be how to say, illustration for authors, or rather how to work, how an author can work with an illustrator to get what they need, because there's a lot of disconnect. Yeah, so I'll just say that. There's definitely a means of communicating what you want with your author or your illustrator that gets overlooked in many, many projects, and I want to try to help bridge that gap so that there's not the frustration of trying to, relay what you want for the cover or what you want for the interiors. Because let's be truthful, unless you're paying them to do it, the illustrator does not want to read your book. So, yeah. And I've worked with a couple of people who understood that, and they're wonderful. And I would like to explain how we got exactly the perfect, illustration for them. Cool. So, yay. Yeah, but that's not the topic for today. Today's topic is, well, I guess somewhat related, because it's illustrating. There are a bajillion different planners and scheduling systems and everything that are out there, and I may have tried them all in the process of just trying to figure out what works for me. And even now, my favorite means of keeping myself on schedule isn't the one I'm using. It's just the one that works because of, the life situation that I'm in. Being crazy, work at home, or, yes, I work at home, but I also am my daughter's, learning coach, or, the teacher's assistant for school stuff. Literally, that will end on next Tuesday. And I am somehow sad about this, even though, I'm gonna get all my time back. But, so, what I had to figure out first and foremost was how long it takes for me to do anything. Writing, writing is interesting because when it gets to writing, I discovered that, I spend way, way more time writing words than I would drawing the pictures for them. And it's in part because I'm, daydreaming while I'm writing. So I've learned that if I want to write a chapter, I've really got to set aside, some serious time for it. The writing and chipping away at it a little bit every day that I see recommended in general is just something that I can't do. So I know that now, and oh, hey, GL, there we are. Well, I didn't wait for you, sorry. We got going into it. But talking about writing, and my discovery that it takes me just a lot of time. I will literally now set aside a day for it. Usually it's Sundays, as long as nothing else is happening. But I also understand that stuff may happen. And so I will, have to utilize my planners. Yeah. When it comes to illustrating, I've learned that it takes me maybe about an average 30 to 35 hours per illustration. And that's my own work. If I am, corresponding with a client, that's actually sort of completely a different thing, anyways, because they are considered my workday. My client work is my workday. So I have to divide a good chunk of the day up for them, and that's usually when when my daughter would be in school. So I understand that I probably need about 6 hours for that per day or weekday, because weekends again are sacred, if I can help it. Weekends are for family, yes. So the way that I work now is I have, let me switch it over here. Come on, thingy. There we go. If it... Camera? Okay. Camera. Hello? Oh, there it goes. Yeah. So this cracks me up. Right? It's Seize the Day, little planner I got from the Dollar Tree. This is actually my daughter's day planner for her school stuff, her school assignments. And these dumb little $1 things are my favorite planners, period. Because not only do they have, really, cool things in advance, a planning guide in general, but they go into these monthly setups. And let me find a particularly busy month here for us. There we go. So this, again, it's her school planner, but I literally work, the same way with any of the planners that I've used, where I have my tasks listed out, details about my tasks. Here we go. I would, right over here in the column. And if you can see that it's color coordinated. Hers is color coordinated by subject. Mine often gets color coordinated by whether or not it's an art project, a writing project, or a client thing. And then even then it's broken up into further things. And then I have bills and stuff. Well, the Dollar Tree also has these wonderful pens, which was like high school all over again when I found these. So these pens are great, because they let me break up the things into, color coordination here. And I have a color key in the front there. This I actually got the idea from bullet journaling, which I'll get into in a little bit. But you should get a planner for yourself, you think? Maybe it'd be... Yeah, I will say that having a planner like this can overwhelm you very quickly. And I will get into the means of that in a little bit. This one is as full as it looks because each one of these was my daughter's subjects that she had, assignments in and had to turn in every day. So as long as we kept on pace with all of this, she was able to, stay caught up with her work, the teachers gave out weekly syllabuses, and that made it so much easier for her and us and me. But if we didn't write it down and literally let her do the little check marks thing there, I'm not sure that she would have stayed on pace so much. And that's important, because that's how I work. I keep everything in the little check marks too. Now, My journal, or not journal, planner, is kind of an upgrade of that because it's, I very often, you can see I have to add really random things to my planners, like the Girl Scout money that, cookie money. There's actually still something in there. Yeah, I need to turn that in. But I use these little discs because to be honest, I actually just found it on clearance, like the planner, give me 1 second, I'll show you guys. I'm back. But, like, I found the hole punch for it. If I can get it on screen here. Oh, I'm making myself dizzy. Okay. So I found the hole punch for it and all that on clearance literally the week after back to school sales at at Walmart. So Office Depot has them, but they're really expensive. But so I would just say keep an eye on the ones at Walmart. It's what was the thing? Brand IQ360. Literally the same system as every other fancy expensive one of these. So now the hardcover ones is something to keep an eye out for, because while it's really difficult to get these discs on them, they actually hold and protect and keep these little papers better, because enough of doing this and then putting it back down actually kind of really weakens that. Heck, you can't see it here, but I have tape from where it got weak, and I taped it up, and then I repunched it so that it was, a little more sturdy. But yeah, you can reinforce them with tape. This, I made my own planner based off of these little Dollar Tree planners, because these pens don't always work on these pages, but they seem to always work on computer paper. So that was an interesting frustration. Plus, I could, keep it in my little tab right there. So I liked the overall calendar here. Gosh. I like the overall calendar here that, you can see the year in review. Then I just went straight into the monthly stuff. I made this in what did I make it in? I think I ended up making this in InDesign, but I also have one that's for Microsoft Word, which was the older version. And I'm not entirely sure why I switched from one to the other. But I made I went with a little more generic pages where I wrote in the numbers. I gave myself these lines because I like to have, like, some of the Dollar Tree planners actually have those, and like that number of lines turned out to be a fantastic number of tasks for me before the pandemic. After the pandemic, these didn't work so well because I found that I could only do one extra task per day, which means that I would have to set up my planner so that it was one, like art task or writing task or things today. Let me see if I can, yeah, even right here shows you. All I wrote is words, 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 words. And getting it to that point was because I knew how much free time I had. I not free time. That's not quite the right word. I knew how much time I had around my regular daily life stuff, which, was oriented around my daughter's time. So she would get off, she gets off of school at 3 in general. And so I would have between 3 and dinner time to do whatever it is that needed done, which is just about shy of 3 hours, because dinner is at 6. So and that's, on days that I'm not cooking. So if we, this is where I was like, you have to really pay attention to how long it takes for you to do stuff. Because now that I know that I have 3 hours a day between, when my daughter's done with school and dinner, and then that I, spend about 30 hours on average per illustration, I know that, it would take me 10 days to illustrate an image in that time restraint. So, and that's why last week when I said I was married to my planner, I basically meant it, because like I still do absolutely adhere to those times. And after dinner, is more just family time. And, if I have the creative, whatever, inspiration to do something, I do have a little bit of time there to do that. But that's not my work time. And so I lost my train of thought, because I'm good like that. And that's why I write things down. There are some... Oh, yeah, what I was getting to. I can super micromanage those 3 hours if I really wanted to. But I would not recommend it, because that is how you burn out super duper fast. And I've run into that myself. Gosh. But on days where I do really need to get stuff done, oddly enough, they tend to coincide with conventions, I will have an hourly breakdown. And I don't really have an example of that, except for, let me pull up, yeah, okay, here we go. Screen share, here we go. So this is a very blank, because it's the beginning of the month. I'm not sure why I clicked on it. But this is a day, you can see right here, just a single day schedule on Google Calendar, which is what I currently use, because the Google Calendar lets me synchronize with all these other calendars that currently dictate my life, particularly down here, which are hidden behind the chat. There we go. So these are like my, daughter's Girl Scouts calendars. I'm not going to turn them on for you. And then I've got tasks. This is her calendar again. And as soon as I unclick this would probably fill like way the crap up, because I have her appointments and stuff there. But so when this is what I call these weekly and daily schedule pages and planners, the planner trap. They will burn you out. Keeping it on a month schedule is a lot less scary, especially here. I'll hide me again. Because, like, if you look, it's just kind of, one or two listings here. Even though I have these little reminders, that's to do, what art tasks I need to be done, or, today. But because I have these, just nice, kind of clean, single visuals there, I don't get as scared of my planner as I would on a day-to-day thing. But I do have it so that, like, I've had it before, rather, where I've had to do, so many tasks in a day, and particularly at conventions, because I'll be running a virtual event in conjunction with my panels and stuff as a guest at conventions. And I've had it so that it'd be like, 1 o'clock, I've got to go run a workshop. that ends at 2 o'clock. And then at 2:30, I would have to go and update something online because I was part of some sort of like book takeover event. And then every 10 minutes within that hour, I would have to, post something new or different. And then after that hour was up, I'd have to go and run another panel. And like those hourly schedules on the digital calendars really did help me keep it all in focus. And I was utterly exhausted by the end of the day. So ultimately, I would say, again, I can't hammer it enough. No matter which planner system you go for, you need to know your personal limits. Like how long it takes for you to do any task. And then you can fill it out in those planners a lot easier than if you just try to throw, I need this done by this day at it. It doesn't work. Now, if you do have a deadline, again, understanding how long it takes for you to work on something helps, because then you can break up your days before your deadline into the manageable chunks that you need in order to get it done. So that's, again, why I like those just dumb monthly planner ones, because I can, again, pencil out an entire day if I need it, or just make a little checkbox for, the tasks. I'm gonna show you here. Let's try to trick my camera out again. It stuck with us. Haha. So this is my old bullet journal. Bullet journals are really cool because if you feel intimidated by planners, these actually turn the whole process kind of fun. They're, see if I can get up there. Don't think you can see them. Oh no. Okay. Wait, here we go, maybe. Can you guys see the grid here? It's not really a grid. I mean, it is, but it's done with little dots as opposed to solid grid paper lines. These are fun because... okay, cool. These are really fun because you can do whatever you want with these books. This is an old... yeah, these are 2019. A blank one that I hadn't gotten into because I had moved into my other planner by this point. But you can see I drew my own, planner out there. I drew my own little, I guess these are clouds. And I would theme these, same overall format there. But I also, made notes for myself here, because I had given up on any of the social media update sites and made a schedule for working those. So these were all like really cool little entries to, keep track with that. And oh, that's right. For this one, I had a separate table of contents. What they recommend you do with a bullet journal is, if you're going to, chunk it up into, I don't know, moon phases and whatever it is, they recommend using the first page as a table of contents so that you can find yourself like later on. Some of them are numbered. This one was not. Oh, this funny little note here that tells me exactly how many dots are which way across. What's cool about that, aside from my 10 thing, is you can get these templates, or stencils rather, for filling out just everything. It turns the planner into an art project that you for yourself, a private, just fun art project for yourself. And there are so many accessories that you can get. You've got your stencils here. You can get stickers. My favorite thing is this stuff called washi tape, which, I only have a gross little black one here. But like the washi tape comes in every color, style, pattern, whatever that you can imagine. The heck, a lot of artists make washi tape now, and it's just the cutest stuff. I have holographic washi tape that my daughter has absconded with for her sketchbook, which she's using as a journal. And here's a good, found a page here that has just a bunch of really good examples of what people do with bullet journals. There we go. Yeah. So, like here, this person, this is a template here for, okay, my mouse has just disappeared again. So like you have the first one here, family, health, entertainment. So, you have people who need to remember, birthdays or whatever. Then you have, health is, I've seen, there's actually really cool sticker packs for that. So if you need to remind yourself, to drink certain cups of, certain amount of water each day, you can make little check boxes and stuff. And it's a journal, the things that existed before we all posted to LiveJournal or Facebook or whatever. So, yeah, it's just so many things. There's like, I've seen moon phase ones, and I've seen people take the moon phase idea and actually plan their schedule around the moon phases, because they're night, sky watchers. And so that was kind of cool. They'll be like, waning gibbous, and I've got to do this by that time. And I don't know. So, if, like I said, if, diving straight into a planner is intimidating, you can get a bullet journal, and it's just so freeform and fun that, you can just sort of just dive into doing whatever you want, and adding a little, structure to your life. It's like typing, but on a paper with pen and hand gestures. Yes. But, I mean, it's been proven time and time again that the traditional mediums like this are a lot more, or rather, a lot less stressful and more calming on your brain. So that's, why bullet journals, I'm sure, have taken off like they did. I've been to a couple of bullet journal meets, and I felt that that's a little odd because people were sharing their journals around, and that reminded me of like the slam book days, but on a whole more intimate level, and that was kind of creepy. So I'll avoid the journal meets. Maybe that was just me being weird, because that's a thing too. I will acknowledge that I receive certain aspects of society way different than other people in the society. I understood, GL, that you meant the traditional medium making sense in the calming sort of way. I gotcha. Cool. Now, the funny thing about bullet journaling for me was, like, I dove straight back into the planner side of it, because as soon as I tried the more intimate art adventures with it, it took up my time, which I was, kind of defeating the purpose. So, yeah, I'm hooked on planners and things. I guess I kind of blew right through that, and I'm sure that I forgot something. As much as I like to write stuff down, you think I would have... Oh, you know what? I did write it down, and I covered all the topics. Hilarious. Huh. Do you guys have any questions? Like, hit me up in the chat now, because there are I'm sure many things I can get into. ah, I should look into making my own planners and journals. I it's funny because I made that calendar and had considered this once upon a time, and it all came down to paper. I the resources that I have, being KDP / Amazon print on demand, they are the how to say, the most versatile publishing or printing platform that I've found for things, but their paper is just the tiniest bit glossy or just too smooth. So the pens that I prefer, because I don't want to tote around gel pens, I just like to carry those little multi-color pens that I found. They just don't write on that, not very well at all. So that's why I've held off making my own calendars or journals. But it is an idea that I have in the works. But ultimately, like I said, I don't like the trap pages where it's hourly, or even daily, or I just like the monthly calendars because it forces you to think in broad strokes that end up being a lot more manageable. Question: how do you handle rearranging your schedule when something unexpected happens? That's a good question. Believe it or not, the keeping it to like one task per day, even though it's based and developed on my time, keeping it at the one task a day for whatever it is I need, allows for interruptions. So if say, well, heck, today was a good example. I started I polished up a logo and went to go start on a another commission that it's just a big piece or a big project in the works, and I couldn't get to the second project that I wanted to today, because just stuff happened. Like my daughter had a bunch of questions and she came in and interrupted, and then I also had to go and pick up a family member because they were stranded. So it was just a couple of small things, but that ate up my time. But I have the time tomorrow, so yeah, I might have to add a couple hours to it, but it's for the whole day. I have the whole day tomorrow. So keeping my workload on a daily basis light is what really helps me out. And my weekends are sacred, but I've had it where if a deadline's coming up, I will utilize them. So yeah, that's how I handle that. Because again, if I were to fall into those trap pages where I just had so much to do in a day, I would never have the time to do that. Great Scott! Scott's on Twitch. Yes. Yes. So yes, in a way, I am planning for other things that aren't in my schedule, rather constantly. Actually, this is a weird way to think about it, but like, when you're making a website, you have, in order to keep, I guess when you're formatting anything, in order to keep things from seeming too crowded or overloaded, you add margins or padding. So I do that with my time too. I almost see it that way, like literally. Now, something that I didn't get into with planners is I absolutely adore these things called pocket planners, where you can stash little notes or something to go with the day. Digital planners don't tend to have that. So I've fallen in love with a service called Trello here. And I have these different little, I guess, digital pocket planners for everything. We'll go to the puppy sitting one here because I've got permission to talk about that project. So as you can see, like, this is great for project management because I have, these different little lists. Right now, I'm, doing sketches for each page. I've got a what they call a card for each page. And these are the, print screens of what I've, the layout sketches that I've been working on here on Twitch, even. And so they're here. When I'm done with the polished sketch form, I'm just going to drag and drop them over here. And then my client will review them. And if something needs to be changed, she can make a note on it, like right here. And then I will just, put it back over here to work on again. Keep it in order there. And then throw it back over here after, the revision is done. Once she proves that, I will color them, move them here. Once they're colored, I will move them here for myself. And then when they're completely done, they'll go into this finished category. Let's see. Do I still have it? Here we go. When it loads. There we go. I did that for the tarot cards as well. I didn't draw these. I did some formatting for them. But all of these I went through a suite at a time, and they have labels also. And they went under, review, they're done, whatever. So that service really helps for my, project management. But even when I was working on those, I was still doing one to two tasks a day because I have, life to work around. But, yay. Yeah, so, there are, like I said, Trello is basically the digital version of a pocket planner, which also is kind of like that disc planner that I had. I was able to utilize the bullet journal concept of a table of contents for that planner, and I had my, I actually even made these like little folders. I made these little folders that are in there, and those will hold like project notes and stuff like that. So ultimately, paying attention, I don't know what I'm trying to say now. It's just the planners really do help if you need to keep your day structured, or obviously keep your day structured. That's the whole point of them. Hey, there's that coffee crash that happens to me every single time I'm on stream. Yeah, I am not surprised that I'm dropping frames a little bit. Unfortunately, even though I've got the fastest possible internet I could for this neighborhood, it's still just crap. I don't know how to get around it, because it's literally the neighborhood, like the wires. I've switched providers, but they all come through the same wires, and it still just drops. Sometimes I have my phone tethered to the laptop so that if it drops completely, it only happens really, like, instead of disappearing, I just come across really slow. And that might be the case right now. So, yeah, someday, hopefully the new house will have better better internet. It's a little more closer to the city, so um, I'll look into that. I have no clue. I have no clue to what my bitrate is set at, and we can troubleshoot that later. But I've also had like the techs come out and do everything they can to try to fix it. Yeah. The way it is going out is how it was for me when I had my bitrate set too high for Twitch. I went with the lower end of middle settings on OBS. So that maybe I'm throttling myself. I don't know. I'll that's a good point. I'll look into that. So, but yeah, I drop out on everything else too. Russell and April can attest to the fact that I drop out on Discord, and we're just voice chatting there. So, okay, yeah, we'll talk about it later. Let's see. If you plan, scrolling back up, if you plan for interruptions, are they actually interruptions? Yes, because otherwise it's time that I can just grab and be happy with. Yeah. Because you know, having everything spaced out, like I am, I can actually get stuff done early, and then I'll have like, another day for whatever. So cool. All the questions are disappearing. Okay. Something that's kind of funny is like the regularly scheduled stuff, like my Patreon posts, and now Discord here, or not Discord, Twitch. I actually have gotten to the point where I've kind of stopped writing them in the planner, because now it's just like, oh, of course, it's Tuesday, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to update Patreon on Tuesday. Or, oh, of course, it's Wednesday. I have Discord, or I keep calling it Discord because I'm literally staring at the icon. I have Twitch tonight, so, it has become a part of the, like, innate routine. And that's an interesting thing to have just now realized. Then you can underpromise and overdeliver. Exactly! And that always makes you look good. But you do it for yourself, too. Like, I treat my own projects as if I'm a client also. So I do schedule my, like I'll have, puppy sitting book days, and I'll have Shavoa days, where those are the primary tasks. And, like, logos I do those so quickly, I tend to just throw them into, like, other days as well. I'm never doing websites for other people again. Because while I might get the designs for those down fast, there was always something that glitched out, and then I just get stuck on. So, nope, websites are something I'm not doing for people anymore. And that's a thing. That's a limit that I learned. I just don't have the time or even the desire at this point to do website projects for other people. So, yeah. What's cool, actually going back to the, yeah, so many headaches, exactly. Going back to the Trello and Pocket Planner thing, having Trello being a digital pocket planner that I can, shuffle around the status of my project in, lets me share it with my clients. So they're actually there with me for every step, even on the slow or the very minimal art days, since they can see my progress and the fact that it's, it does progress. they very often are very understanding about my schedule, and it works really well. 10 out of 10, sticking to your guns and focusing on what you want to do, or what you do want to do. Yes. Yeah. I don't feel very focused. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a very scatterbrained individual. So treating myself like I would treat a client makes sure that I get taken care of too. um, yeah. And gosh, we're coming up on time. How did that happen? Cool. So I guess let me see if I can, I lost my window. Go me. I'm good at this. Like, as organized as I am, I feel way scatterbrained when it comes to, oh, there we go. I feel way scatterbrained when it comes to this OBS and Twitch stuff. I am still learning it, and I thank you guys for dealing with me while I learn it. But let me pull up the poll here again. Let's see. Okay. Dang. Does anyone know the poll command is? Okay, well, I'll just ask. For next week, topics. Girls, yeah, OBS is so confusing. Oh, sorry, GL, I just noticed it. Can totally relate to the scatterbrain feelings. Treating myself like I would treat a client if I had them is an interesting idea to me, though. Well, I do know that you have like clients to some degree. I've seen that you've done some branding stuff for your friends, and it's the same. If you put slash, just slash. Oh, very cool. There we go. Hey, guess what? Okay, so the poll feature turned off. All right, well, I'll just ask. So next week, should I talk about self-publishing? Basically the actual process of putting the books together. World building. For art and stories, they are different things, and they're different things and have require different approaches. Should I talk about Shavoa? Because I can talk about that until I'm blue in the face, even though it's all rambly anyways. Or anything else. I'm open to suggestions too. So. Gaming Lord. GL writes, fair. Well, more like, if I'm going to treat a potential client well and with total respect in my head, I should be able to do the same for yourself. Yeah, absolutely. You gotta have respect for yourself. You are you. It's awesome. So, I talk to myself a lot. I'll just admit that straight out. Okay, so we've got a vote for world building, and 2 votes for world building. All right, yeah. So I guess that's what we're doing next week. April's also pretty proficient at this, so I may grab her, and that'll be interesting. Try to do I'll ask you, April. We'll see if I can do something off screen. Anyway. Yay! Yeah. Cool. All right, so I guess next week we'll be talking about world building. Thank you guys, for coming in and chatting with me. I am actually pretty excited about this. Talking to yourself honestly seems like a good skill to build with streaming in general, so I hear. Yeah. Um, I'm not always coherent when I'm talking to myself, because I definitely will say an entire sentence to myself, but only uttering "oh," and then that's it. That's all I need. So I got to figure out how to do the chatting to the void a little bit better. But I didn't have to today. You were all here. Thank you again. All right. Oh yeah, no worries, guys. As I have said before, this Twitch is essentially me learning to be social again after a year of being locked in box. Box being my house. So, and I am trying to get back onto talking about topics because of the fact that I run panels at conventions and other workshops for like art galleries and stuff. So I'm just trying to get back in the swing of it. So you guys have been an extreme help in that regard too, because questions as I go. That's a thing. All right. And so I will see you guys next weekend, and you're gonna make me cry. Oh, you guys are so sweet. GL, I consider you, well, hi, wait, how can I consider you an older sibling if you're considering me an older sibling? That's not right. We're like twins or something then. Same age. Twinsies. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, this video is definitely going to run over what Instagram will archive, so I gotta let y'all go. All right. I will see you next week. Love you. Bye-bye.